Good morning, this is Wayne Bilal with another Smart Profit Maximizing Moment. Today we're going to talk about how to get a business loan. At some point in every business owner's career, either at the beginning or when they're ready to expand, you're going to need a business loan, all right? It's going to want one, all right? I had an opportunity a few years back to interview Ray Aguilar, who's in El Paso, Texas, an SBA loan officer. Actually, that's not true, a commercial bank loan officer, about how to get a loan. And he had some interesting points, all right? First of all, he mentions you should really, if you're interested in looking at getting a business loan, you should seriously consider using a small local bank for your borrowing needs. There's a lot of reasons for that. One, there's more stability with their loan officers, and I have to admit that's true. My experience with Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, they have more resources, and if they're serious about getting you a loan, it'll be cheaper, sometimes even a better interest rate. But the problem is you're not going to be dealing with the same person, almost guaranteed. It's rare when one of the bankers stays there long enough. The directors of the bank at a small local bank are usually business owners. They're in the community. So they understand the community. They understand what's going on. The loan decision is normally made locally, well, almost always with a small local bank. All right. Lending goes up and down. All right. But in truth, if you think about it, the commercial loan aspect of any bank, their product is making loans. They don't make money unless they make a loan. So usually when loans are going up or down, it's not because of the bank as much. It's usually because of the companies, the business owners, who may not feel comfortable getting a loan. Like right now, everybody's nervous about the coronavirus. My argument, the same argument I had back in 2008 when the real estate market crashed, and in 2001 when the tech bubble burst. Now's the time. Now's the time to actually think about jumping and expanding, because everybody else is cocooning and becoming a turtle. Get out there and sell. Regulations on banks have increased dramatically since the banking collapse in 2008, 2009. That's going to mean a few things to you. One, higher fees, more hoops to jump through. Just be prepared, all right? All of these came from that interview that I was talking about. He mentioned building a relationship with your banker early on, even before you open your business sometimes, okay? They can be a great knowledge base and a source of advice. If you find a good loan officer, Ray's had to move. He was at United Bank, went to Wells Fargo, then to Citibank, and they cut their lending out dramatically. He's Western Heritage now, I think. I forget where the heck he is. I have 3 or 4 clients that have moved with him every time because of the relationship is not with the bank, it's with him. So get a good bank officer and build a good relationship with them. The loan officers in any bank, no matter where, put a lot of weight on the business owner's management ability and the experience in their industry. So if you're very successful in one area and I see this all the time. Somebody's very successful in one thing and then they decide to go open a bar because they always wanted to own a bar. Man, you're going to have trouble getting a loan because banks are like me. We just kind of go, roll our eyes, and here we go, another guy. Now, if you hook up with somebody who's run a bunch of bars and you're bringing some money to the table, he's bringing his experience, different animal, all right? Think about your own business. How much do you know now that you didn't know when you started? Same thing, all right? If you're going to think about getting a loan, he said to bring a loan officer in at the very beginning. They can help you with all the different options, whether you want a straight loan, a line of credit, an SBA loan, a construction loan, whatever you may need, they can point you in the right direction. Look, both the bank and the SBA expect the business owner, the person getting the loan, to have some skin in the game. All right, they will never lend you 100% on anything. If you want to buy a building, they're not going to lend you 100%. They're going to expect you to have something in the game. You better know your numbers. All right, failing to is a big red flag to the banker that you may not have a good grasp on the basics of your business, which kind of leads me to another thing. You better have a good set of books. They expect to see 3 years back on financials, 3 years back on income tax returns. They need to be clean. Usually most of them want to have it at least a compilation with a CPA signing off because it gives them a little bit more of a sense of comfort, all right? And that's important. Know what to bring to your bank officer. All right, I already mentioned a lot of it, but get with them ahead of time and say, hey, what do you need me to? What would you like to see? Obviously, like I said, last 3 years bank loans. I'm sorry, last 3 years tax returns, last 3 years financial statement. But what's the purpose of the loan? I'm talking to Ray, and he was mentioning that he had times where they were literally, well, I don't know what I want. Maybe a couple $100,000 might work. Well, yeah, that's not it. I mean, you better know what it is, how much you're going to need, what you're going to use it for, how you're going to pay it back, and what collateral you're offering. Those are the kind of things they expect. All right. Business owner, a bank likes to see a business that has a good team. They have a business attorney, they have a CPA, they have a business insurance agent, they have maybe a consultant. They like to see a good team. All right. Look, failing to educate yourself, and this is something Ray said it kind of near the end of the interview. Look, coming into the process without having educated yourself when you're trying to do a loan application, big red flag. It means you just don't prepare yourself, and they think that's the way you do business. So listen to this. If you're interested in a bank loan, give me a holler. Heck, I'll hook up an appointment with you with Ray, even on the phone. He'd be happy to work with you. And he's done a ton of loans, and I've worked with him for 15 years now. And there's other bankers out there too. I'm just happen to mention him because he's the one that I probably have worked with the most, and secondly, happened to interview. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Blau saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.